is something that we are all likely familiar with. It's that curious natural phenomenon when you're looking at something abstract like a cloud or a pattern, a leaf, or anything which our minds can perceive as having a resemblance to something else. Now, there are people who have said that as I look at effigies out on the field and have done these videos about effigies, that's what I'm seeing in some of these items. And there's a difference, though, between the phenomenon of Paraeidolia and a stone that has been worked into a shape. But I'm not going to get into all that right now. I have some really cool stones to show you here that resemble different things, and I think they're unique, and I think that you will hopefully enjoy them. Let me just say again that it is explained this way in Wikipedia, and it is a tendency for perception to impose a meaningful interpretation on a nebulous stimulus, usually visual, so that one sees an object pattern or meaning where there is indeed none. So I have a few examples here. First up is this one found by Gill, and he called it the race car because indeed it looks like a 1930s race car, and it's just really cool how that happened. It happened naturally. It's like little pieces that have been at some point in geological history have adhered themselves to this other stone, and so it looks like a race car. Pretty cool, I have to say. Now, oftentimes, you know what though, when you're out on a field or out someplace hunting for Indian artifacts or whatever you're hunting for, and there's thousands of stones and rocks laying around, you're bound to find something that looks like something it's not. Now, here's one. This is looks very much like a human face. You see the top of the head, the nose, the chin, and down to the neckline. But again, this is a natural formation. It's not something that the Native Americans or anybody else did. It was by the hand of God, hand of nature. Now, along those lines, I found this one yesterday, and I call it the grandpa because it looks like, you know, the slouching forehead, the nose, the mouth with that looks like it's puckered somewhat because it doesn't have any teeth. Gil pointed out it looks like he's got a mole there. But I call that the grandpa stone because it looks very much like an elderly man's face and profile. Now, one of the least figures I would expect to see on a farm field is a stone looking like Jimmy Durante, and indeed, this one. For those of you who are younger and don't know who Jimmy Durante is, he was a very cool comedian, and he had a nose that was huge. And this looks a little bit like him in profile, and he's got that huge nose, and it's just a really cool rock. Now, this is how people's minds think differently. As I see Jimmy Durante here, Gil saw a woman's torso with the two legs and part of the belly area there. So I still think it looks like Jimmy Durante. But anyways, he thought it looked like a woman's torso. Here's another. This is a very smooth stone. But it resembles the head of a seal, and you know, it's just kind of neat. You can make a really nice collection out of these kind of stones. They make a really cool display, actually. Now, here's one that looks like a water bird. Swimming on the water. Or in the water. Its legs are under the water. Here you've got its head and its back, tail feathers, and looks like it's just swimming along. And that's kind of a neat one too. Very cool piece. Another one that Gil found, called this the guppy because he thought it looked like a fish, and it kind of does with the head being here and extending out to a snout and back to the tail area, but it does kind of resemble a fish. And so him and I have both started really looking for these kind of items. I'm going to show you two pictures now of these types of stones that I don't have in my collection there with Gil. And one is obviously looks like a Labrador dog in profile, as you can see. And then the other ones, well, I'll let you judge what they look like. So I thank you for stopping by. It's just a really short video. I wanted to just present a few of these interesting stones for you to take a look at. Love you all much. Hope to see you soon. God willing, I'll be back soon. God bless. Much love.